What's up, boys and girls? It's Bruno here with Team UTY, and today I'm going to be doing a deck profile in a deck that I was recently able to get undefeated in my locals. So pretty much, this deck is really good in my opinion. You can get through a lot of stuff, and the extra deck is very versatile in what you can do. As well, at the end, I'm going to be doing some combos and test hands so you guys can see how this deck works and everything. As well, guys, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and the like button and leave in the comments something that you would change, because I'm actually thinking about taking this deck to the YCS in LA. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let's go right into the deck profile. So let's start with the main deck, and then after we go extra deck and side deck as typical, okay? So here we go, main deck. Ooh. You guys haven't seen anything, okay? You guys haven't seen anything, but I'll get through the whole thing, okay? Here we go. As a main card, obviously going to be playing 3 Ogre Dance. This is pretty much a rota for your deck. You can discard this from your hand to the graveyard and search for any punk except level 8. So you can search for any small ones. And the level 5 deer know as well. So here we go, 3 Foxy Tunes, because this is a card that is really good to extend with your combos. So Foxy Tune pretty much pitch itself from hand to the graveyard's cost, and then if your opponent doesn't ash or doesn't do anything, you can special summon another punk from your deck to the field that is not a level 8. So now we're going to go into 3 Xiamen. Xiamen is one of the best cards in the deck. It's level 3 Psychic and Tuner, pay 600 and search for any punk from your deck to your hand. So really good. Now the 2 off, we're going to be playing 2 Deer Note. Play that at 2 because if you draw that, it can be a little bit bricky to go into your combos if you have to discard it or something like that. But play it at 2 because its effect is really good, and there's no reason why to not play this card at 2. Same thing with Shirakusai. At first I was playing this at 1, but since I'm playing 2 of each in the extra deck, I was like, you know what? Why don't I play 2 Shirakusai? Because if I have an extra name in the hand, I can full combo with it, and it's one of the best cards in the deck, funny enough. As well, it can be summoned by Italy and whatever. So 1 Lagoon, because this card is broken in this deck as well. Pretty much this pay 600, add a spell from deck to the hand, which will be your field spell. And if this card gets targeted by attack or a card effect, you can actually draw 1 extra card as well. So it's really good, honestly, it's really good. And then we play 1 Spider, because it's a trap searcher and it can make your opponent's monster go half attack. So that's it for the punk monsters in the main deck. Now we're gonna go into things that I like to play to extend the combos. I played 3 Fenrir in this deck because this is a boss, honestly. Fenrir by itself, it's a small boss where if you attack something, you can banish any card face down, and as well you can search another copy from your deck to yourself. And it's level 7, so it helps going to Baron de Fleur. So really good. And then a couple hand traps, okay guys. We obviously gotta be playing 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Playing that at 3 because Ash in this format is actually really good. In other formats like the past one, I would argue to play that at 2, or even cut it. But this deck, this format, you gotta play Ash Blossom. It's just way too good to not play. We're going to be playing on the main deck as well, 2 Nibs. Playing Nib at 2 is good because you don't want to break that into 3. If you have 2 Ashes in your hand, it's not bad because you can Ash your opponent during his turn, and you can also Ash your opponent during your turn. That's not bad. But if you Nibiru him in his turn and you have extra on your hand, it's just probably going to be used to discard. But it's not good as Ash or other hand traps where there's not a downside on your part. As Nibiru, if you're comboing off, you're not gonna Nibiru your opponent in your own turn, right? So doesn't make sense. 1 Ghost Ogre because it's searchable and its effect is actually really good against trap tricks. If you go against trap tricks, guys, listen, Ghost Ogre is actually a really good card. I don't play that at 3, but just 1 because it's searchable. They go into Mantis or whatever summon they do, just Ghost Ogre, destroy their monster, they can go into Sarah, and they can't extend, so really good against trap tricks. Also, we play 3 Imperm. Imperm, it's good because it doesn't trigger Trust, it doesn't make Trust alive, since it's a hand trap, and it's an actual trap, So it's just really good. Definitely got to play that at 3 as well in this deck, because this deck has so much space for stuff like this where you should play. Okay, let's go into the spells. 3 Italy. This deck takes so much advantage of this card being a 3, being able to summon any of your punks from deck to the field. It's really good, the level 3s. So yeah, definitely gotta play this at 3. Then a couple more spells. 1 Punk Extreme Gem Section. I thought about playing this at 2. Honestly, it's searchable. People don't really target as much. It's a really good card. You can draw 2 each turn. People are just now really understanding what this card does, and it does so much for this deck. And it's not like you'll die if you don't have that, but it's just a good extender. But here we go. Just playing that at a 1 because you're just going to need that for the first, and after that, you're winning the game. 1 Call by the Grave, because to protect yourself against Ash Blossom, Valor, Ghost Ogre, and a couple other hand traps that your opponent could use. And now for the spicy, we're playing 2 Triple Tactics Trust. I'm definitely adding the third one to this deck, just because I haven't got my hands on one yet, and I'm actually getting one tomorrow, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna change to add the extra, because I'm gonna keep this deck at 40 cards and make the most consistent possible. So a couple targets for Trust is Harpy Feather Duster, 1 TTT, and then let's go into the traps. We're going to be playing 1 Gabu, that's our Punk Search trap. We're going to be playing on the main deck 2 Evilnies, because this card is just broken. But what I'm going to be doing is actually cut one of the Evilnies for another Trust. So this way, if I need Evilny, it's still searchable by Trust, and I don't need to break draw into Evilny if I'm going first. If I'm going second, I have Trust in my hand probably, and I can go into Evilny very, very easy. And then for the last card in the deck, it's 1 D Barrier. A lot of people thought I was pre-sighting when I was playing this, but it's crazy because if you do go first, and your opponent, like if your hand is still playable, or your opponent tries to ash you but your hand is still playable, and you have Trust in your hand, your opponent's pretty much like lost, because right now you can just activate Trust and set the Barrier face down, and then your opponent's going to be totally screwed, because what are they going to do against a D Barrier, right? If they play a XC deck like Kashtira, you're pretty much good with the Barrier. If you play against a Synchro deck, you're just going to make sure you resolve your Synchros first before using the Barrier. But I mean, it's just really good being able to lock Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, and Xyz is just really good. Against Brandon is really good, so against Sword Soul is really good. And that's it for the main deck, 40 cards, and like I said, I would cut 1 Evenly, the extra Evenly for another Trust, so you can have 3 of that in your main deck. Okay, let's go to the extra deck. It's not complete yet, but I'm going to show you guys what I play. So, playing 2 Rising Carp. This guy is really good. Like I said, I'm going to be playing 2 of each, because if I play against Kashtira and they rip 1 card of my extra deck, I'm sure they're not going to be ripping the Punk engine, because I have 2 of each, and it's just really good. As well, 2 Gem Dragon Drive. When summoned, pay 600, search for a Psychic level 3 from deck to hand, and this guy, I can send himself to the graveyard and special summon 2 Punks from my deck. So, really good. And then we have 2 Amazing Dragon. Amazing Dragon, when summoned, I can pretty much bounce cards from field to the hand, equal the amount of level 3 Psychic with different names on the field and graveyard. So normally you're gonna have 4, but you might have 5 if you have Ghost Ogre in a graveyard. So really good. As well, guys, remember, Punk Gem Dragon Drive is insane, because if your opponent activates something in response to a Punk card activation, spell, trap, monster effect, you can actually special summon this guy from the graveyard, and when summoned, pay another 600 life points and search for another Psychic level 3 from deck to the hand. So it's just really good. And then we have a little boss here, right? And Punisher is insane. Gotta definitely play that. And then 1 Bar on the floor. I'll definitely play 2 of each, but it's a little out of my budget right now, and I'm getting other cards that I feel like it's more necessary for the deck. That's it for like the best like extra deck monsters. We have still a couple actually, but here we go. 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archer, and you guys are thinking, what are you doing with that? It's good if you're going to time, because your deck pays a lot of life points. So you can pretty much blow your board, your opponent's board, and then just, here we go, win by time and get like life points. We play 1 bills because this guy is actually a boss as well. If you guys can read, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If you take damage from an attack involving this card or from opponent's card effect, this card gains attack equal to the damage you took. So this guy, if your opponent cannot banish this guy or cannot bounce it back, this guy is pretty much like infinite bit stick that cannot be destroyed by battle card effects. So it's kind of like a Dragoon where it can be targeted but doesn't get destroyed by anything. So it's just really good. We play 1 Buster Dragon as well. It's kind of like a little floodgate. Make all monsters your opponent controls dragon. So if you play against a Cyber's deck like Salamangreat, you can summon that and be a massive floodgate where your opponent is not going to be able to go into the extra deck. And that little package that I decided to play is Fortune Tune with Zeus. So doing that because Fortune Tune cannot be targeted by effects, and as well you can just go into battle phase, attack, and then after that you're not going to be able to target this to destroy or like negate it, and then you can attach a material to not get destroyed. Main phase 2, summon Zeus, blow the whole board. I did that against a Eldritch deck as well, and I mean, send 4 cards that they had to the graveyard. It was just amazing. So this is not supposed to be here, Geonator Transverser. I just added because I thought it would be funny, but this is supposed to be the Earth Charmer, so you can snatch an Earth monster from your opponent's graveyard like a Fenrir, and then search your own Fenrir to the deck to the field. I mean, from the deck to the hand. And then you play 1 Lingerable for protection against the Ivory Lock, and that's it with 15 cards in the extra deck. Obviously, next out on the extra deck. Side deck, it's definitely not what I want it to be yet, but pretty soon will be. So here we go. I'm going to show you guys. So 3 Drownlock Bird, 1 Nibiru, 1 Lightning Storm. Playing Lightning Storm because just 1 because it's searchable by Trust as well, because it's a normal spell. And then I'm playing 3 Cosmic Cyclones. As you guys can see, we don't really like to play against back row decks. And Cosmic Cyclone against like Runic, the field spell, I don't remember the name, Runic Fountain. Here we go. You can banish that so they don't get the protection from the monster. As well, we can get rid of like annoying floodgates like Anti-Spell, or even what's the name? Skill Drain, stuff like that. I have here 2 Book of Eclipse as well, 2 Crossout Designator, 1 extra evenly to complete the playset, and 2 D Barrier. So pretty much, guys, let me move this here. So pretty much what I would do here is I would cut 1 of the Drownlock Birds for an extra Crossout, which I have it here, so I'm going to do that soon. As well, I would cut the other Drownlock Bird to add the extra even that's going to go into here. And then the extra Drownlock Bird, I would actually put a Pointer of the Red Finger. I think that's the name. You can look your opponent's hand, pay 2,000, and then reap 1 card from their hand. And then I'll complete that. So this, a Pointer of the Red Finger, this, the other evenly, and then this, the Crossout. I think that's going to be way better if you do like that. Keeping the Book of Eclipse here because it's a good card, honestly. I don't have nothing against Book of Eclipse, even though it can be ashed. Book of Eclipse is still a really good card against Kashtira and decks that can bring a lot of monsters on board, but not Omnigates. Book of Eclipse is just really good. So, yep, definitely gotta keep that in mind. Okay, now guys, I just want to take the moment and remind you guys to subscribe, because now the combo is gonna come off and I'm gonna show you guys some crazy stuff. Okay, so see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so for our first combo is we can do just Xiamen, but let's do Fenrir and Xiamen. So starting hand, if you have these 2 cards, you can make a really good board. Okay, so special Fenrir effect, search for another Fenrir from deck to the hand. I forgot to add the extra one. Here we go. And then we can add normal summon Xiamen. Xiamen effect will allow us to search for our Foxy Tune. Now we can use Foxy Tune effect, pitch in Fenrir to special summon Shirakusai. Oops, not this one. Shirakusai from the deck. Now we can activate Shirakusai effect to fusion summon using both monsters that we have on the field to go into Rising Carp. We can use Rising Carp effect, send itself to the graveyard to special summon 2 punks from the deck, which will be Wagoon and Deer Note. Here we go. Let me get a little closer so you guys can see that. Here we go. Now we can use Wagoon effect to search for our field spell and then activate the field spell. So Synchro 8 here, go into P.U.N.K Gem Dragon Drive, activate P.U.N.K Gem Dragon Drive and summon, and as well Deer Note when sent to the graveyard, targeting Shirakusai to special summon. So special Shirakusai and Gem Dragon Drive will allow us to search for Spider. So right now, since we pay life points to use his effect, we can draw a random card from deck to the hand, and then we can use Extreme Gem Session by banishing Deer Note from the graveyard or any other P.U.N.K to special summon Spider from hand to the field. An effect from Spider, pay 600, search for the trap. So now we paid another 600, we can draw another card, doesn't matter, so we have 2 cards that we drew, and then we can go right now, oops, not this one, Spider and Fenrir to go into Baron de Fleur. So out of like those 2 cards, you got 1 Omni-Negate, you got a Bounce 4 next turn, 1 Imperm, 1 extra draw next turn as well because you have that, and then you have also 2 extra cards that you're able to snatch on this process. So cost 2 cards and you got those 2 cards back. So if you have 5 cards in hand, you would have still 5 cards in hand at the end of the turn. Counting the discards could be like literally anything, hand traps, trust. If you get Ash, that's not a problem because you have still your whole hand to extend. Let's go into another combo very similar to this, but it's just a 1 card combo this time, and it's really good. So let me put this back, and there's the extra deck monster here. Here we go. With this card combo, you're actually only gonna need 1 E-Tele, and you can make a pretty similar board. So let me put this back here. So activate E-Tele to summon your Xiamen effect to search for Shirakusai. Normal summon Shirakusai. So now you can fusion summon. Here we go. Into Carp effect again. Summon Deer Note and Lagoon. Lagoon effect, search for the field spell. And now you can Synchro 8 into Gem Dragon Drive effect, an effect from Deer Note in a graveyard, targeting Shirakusai to summon. Oops, come here. Shirakusai to summon. And now we can chain 1, chain 2, right? And then add the Spider to hand and draw another card. Here we go. Now we can special summon Spider by banishing any P.U.N.K. I normally banish Deer Note because it's the most useless in the graveyard for me. And now activate the effect, search for a trap, and then resolution for the effect to draw another card. So that was out of 1 card. You're able to establish pretty much the same board, but without Baron de Fleur because you didn't have Fenrir. There's also, you can do the exact same combo, guys, okay? If you have Xiamen on like to normal summon, and then you discard Fog. So it's a pretty similar combo always. Something that you can end your board a little differently is you can use the monsters in your field to synchro summon them into a end Punisher. So it's a little bit more safe play because this guy is unaffected by card effects, activated effects if you have less life points than your opponent. So end Punisher is good because of that as well. Gives you the extra layer of protection if you need. But normally I just end the board like you guys just saw, where it's actually better in my opinion. Let's go into a task hand, okay? And let's see what we can do against like someone or opponent or something like that. So just gonna shuffle here. Very rarely this deck breaks, but as you guys saw, there's a lot of hand traps. So if you get like 2 Imperms or 2 Ash, you just have like 1 card to rely sometimes. um, but most of the time, like, this deck's been really good to me, so I don't feel like this deck breaks as much as it should. And I just feel like you have, I mean, if you have Xiamen, it's full combo from there, right? And just really fast here, you have 3, 6, 9. We have, let's see, 12 with Italy, and then, I mean, there's a lot of ways to get into it, but you play about like 12 copies of Xiamen, and it's kind of mandatory to see one, you know? And even if you don't have Xiamen, you don't need it, because if you have Shirakusai, but as well, any other name in your hand to fusion summon, that's already full combo. So, yep, okay, I think that's shuffled enough, in my opinion. Let's roll a dice here, take a couple cards from the top to the bottom and see. So that was 2, okay, 1, 2. And let's see what our opening hand looks like. Ash, Xiamen, Fenrir, Italy, and Harpies. So if we're going second, we have Ash, and we have Harpies, and then, I mean, we still have one more draw, right? So another Fenrir, really good. So we can special Fenrir effect to search. If they do something, we can banish their monster. We can go into Xiamen, normal summon, activate effect, and just go full combo. That's full combo, guys, if we're going first, as you guys just saw. And we still have the 3 cards in our hand. Fenrir, we'll search another Fenrir. And then, yeah, we can do full combo from here. I just did this combo, so I'm not going to redo it. Let's see if we get a little bit more breaky hand, or a little different hand, where I can show you guys a little bit better. As well, if the Xiamen would get, like, let's say Ash, you would still have Italy. So yeah, it's a pretty safe deck in my opinion, and you always draw pretty much the same number of like extenders or cards that like as a hand traps. So okay, oops, okay, we're shuffling the deck enough. I feel like let's cut. Okay, now roll the dice again. 7. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the bottom. And let's draw or opening hand again. Foxy Tune, that's right, a full combo. Ogre Dance, full combo. Ogre Dance, full combo. Imperm, we're going second. And another Foxy Tune. Okay, it looks freaky, but it's actually not, guys. Because you can just go, here we go, Ogre Dance to search for Xiamen. And then if they ash that, you can still go Foxy Tune, Peach, Ogre Dance, summon Shirakusai, Shirakusai effect, summon those 2, and then you can go full combo after that, and you still have 1 card to disrupt, and you draw like 2 more cards to like disrupt your opponent even more, and you have the trap. So I'm not gonna go like too crazy into the combos because I don't want to make this video like super long, but you guys get the point. This deck it's pretty decent in my opinion, you know? It's not too bad. If you go against like here, let's see how hard would it be for us to summon something like Zeus, okay? Let's just imagine we need to summon Zeus because our opponent has just back row crazy stuff. Okay, roll dice again. Here we go. 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. So okay, this hand is absolutely correct. Let's try to go into Zeus. So Ogre Dance effect to search for, you know, let's go a little actually no, let's just go here. So Xiamen effect, search for basically search for Foxy Tune effect, sending, I don't know, like you could be even Ash to the graveyard. If we're going second, we have another hand, but here we go. Then we can go into what I would do in this situation. I would go into Wagoon instead of any other monster. is because you can activate the effect and search for your field spell to keep in hand. So after Zeus, you can extend a lot. So here we go. They don't see this coming, guys. They never see this coming because they think this is like a synchro deck. So going to Fortune Tune, enter battle phase attack, detach as material, main phase 2. Just going to Zeus, activate Zeus effect, blow the board. Here we go. Simple as that. After that, we'll still have full combo where we can just go, here we go, activate Gem, Gem effect, banishing Xiamen or just Ogre from graveyard to summon Shirakusai. Shirakusai effect, we can fusion summon right now, going into those two right here, and then field effect to draw one card, and then here you go, Rising Card effect, special summon Deer Note, and doesn't really matter right now what are we summoning, so I'll just go into Xiamen because we use our trap to the graveyard. And now here we go, synchro for P.U.N.K Gem, P.U.N.K effect, and then Deer Note effect, special, Shirakusai from the grave, and then we can search for our Ghost Ogre from deck to the hand, and then field effect again. Sorry guys, I'm tapping the camera a lot to draw another card. So I don't know what's this, but here we go, Impermanent. Yeah. So the extra true draws, you blow their board, you have Gem to draw a card. Next turn you can do the same thing to like send 4 cards or more that they control to the field, back to the hand. You have Imperm, you have E-Tally, you have Ghost Ogre. If they literally blow your whole board, you have evenly matched again. But yeah, that's just like basic stuff that this deck can do. And it's just very, very simple, and no one really sees the Fortune Tune coming, because normally no one plays Zeus in this type of like deck, but it's so easy to go into Zeus, and I was like, you know, why not play Zeus, since it's like such a good thing in this format. So yeah, this is it for the deck profile and video, guys. I really like it, honestly. It's fair, it's good, it's just, in my opinion, one of the best decks that you can be playing. Extra deck needs some work, and like I say, a couple other cards that I'm getting tomorrow to make this deck even more broken. So yeah, that should be it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Smash the like button again and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know in the comments what I should change as well. Peace out.